What was there tonight?
It was a good tight game, good chances. The fight was there. I don't think there was things easy for each team. Some rest on the puck, but no excuses given. Their guy was real good.
Thomas was really flopping around
He
doing
does
his thing, right?
you can't figure out how it gets done, but it's certainly been getting done all year long. There's no fluke the save that he makes on Sutter. He's doing a spin around in the air, and he makes the save. And can't describe it, but you certainly appreciate how good he's been, and he was good again tonight. I thought that the last two games Boston came in have been good games for us. Played hard, man. We make mistakes, they make mistakes. We had chances, they had chances. Their guy was really good.
I mean, he makes that save against Stahl, and they go down and score right.
Yeah, and that's kind of felt the way the game was going a little bit. There wasn't a lot for each team, but it was going to be a break off a foot. I think that's how that one, the third one went in, may have gotten in off his foot. So frustrating because you want to come out and put a good effort in, put shots in the net, and do some of those things. And when you lose a game, you're always going to find stretches or things in the game that you didn't like. Boston is a good hockey team, and they don't give you easy offense, and we've still fought real hard to get some offense. We played a pretty good game.
The power play just wasn't there for you tonight. What was going on?
The first power play was actually, and the last power play scored. So when you run at 25%, I understand the frustration that you don't score every time you touch or you go out, but they have, arguably, we'd like to think they've got the second best goaltender in the league, and maybe the best defensive defenseman in a team that's a very good penalty killing team, and you come out at 25%, that's above good. And I liked our first one. So the frustration for me came out for breakouts under control. We didn't get in easy on them, but it wasn't as bad as the Bruins would lead you to believe.
How concerned are you about UC? Any word on?
Not as serious an injury as the last one that he had. Well, it's the night of, so we'll see how he is tomorrow.
Re-injury of the old?
I don't know yet if it's the same injury, but he felt he could have come back maybe in the third, but I think that was wishful thinking.
Marathon shift there for Eric, and I think he came off for like 10 seconds out of the last 3 minutes.
Threw him back over,
yeah.
But playing the wing, so we moved him to the wing to do that,
right.
so that he could do that, so that when it's down low in our end of the ice, he's not down there fighting for it. And then, this guy, I know it's an all-star game, but he was the mayor of the town for the last 5 days, and I thought he had a pretty good jump and a pretty good effort in this game. He was the player that I was most worried about coming into the game based on the number of hands he shook over the last 4 or 5. He'd put a lot of work in here, and I thought he gave what he had. I thought he played well.
Skinner's not the kind of kid you worry about getting a big head or getting caught up in the weekend. Did you ever, after the skate today, or sit down with him at all?
I haven't said anything directly with him yet, but we've talked about it. I think there is going to be an amping up of the awareness of him. So we'll try to be careful and make sure that he's not doing every interview in every city, and that's what happens. And then it's not the scrums, it's the one-offs. So it's not meeting with you people at the end of the game. That's something he has to learn to deal with, and we're fine with that. But it's the ESPN photo shoot. It's when that gets carried away that your focus comes off, and that's not for 18-year-old. That's for anybody. So we just want to try to keep him in an environment that's realistic.
Hockey-wise, anything you say to him? I mean, do you worry about him getting caught up in trying to make the fancy play at all? Or?
No, so we've talked about it in the coaches' room. The bigger, and I wouldn't say concern, but there is a changing gears after the All-Star break. I think that's going to be a bigger challenge for him too. I think, to be honest with you, he's going to handle all the other stuff very well. He has. His makeup tells us that it won't be an issue for him. He'll play the game right first. If he wasn't, if that wasn't his default setting to do the right thing and not try to put on a show, and I don't think he makes the team. I think it shows up in other areas of his game as well. So we haven't seen any of that. We're going to try to make sure that he doesn't have to go above and beyond at 18 in terms of satisfying all the requests and try to keep his game focused. But the thing more pressing now for all of our younger players is that there is a gear change here, and we've got to make sure we're up to that.
Cam was so impressive, especially that first 20 minutes. Talk about his play.
I thought he was good. I have a very, very high expectation. I happen to think this guy is capable of being the best goaltender in the world for a long time. So I don't jump up and down when Cam makes a good save, because he's capable of making a bunch of good saves. I didn't feel that he made an incredible glove save on a short end play on a 2-on-2 that we didn't handle well. And he made 2 other just really, really good saves. And after that, things that he stops that we cheer for, I just think he's that good.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.